Shalom everyone, and welcome to our special episode on Purim, one of the most joyous and vibrant holidays in the Jewish calendar. Today, we're embarking on a journey through the history, traditions, and colorful celebrations of Purim. Whether you're familiar with this holiday or hearing about this for the first time, there is something here for everyone. So, let's dive into the story that brought joy and significance to generations. After going over the story, we'll go over the Hebrew vocabulary of Purim. Our story begins when King Achashverosh holds an extravagant party that lasts 6 months on the occasion of 3 years of his reign over Persia. The king asks his wife, Queen Vashti, to show herself before his guests to show off her beauty, but she refuses. The king's advisors advise him to replace Queen Vashti with another one, and King Achashverosh accepts their advice. King Achashverosh sends messengers all over the Persian Empire to find him a candidate to replace Vashti as queen. One of the candidates is Esther. Esther is the niece of Mordecai the Jew. This is the way he's presented in the story. Esther is taken and presented before the king. Mordecai asks Esther to hide her Jewish identity. Esther is chosen to be queen. Meanwhile, Mordecai hears 2 of the royal court planning to kill Achashverosh, and he reports the plot to Esther, who immediately tells the king about it, and the result is that the 2 disobedients are being hanged. Haman is appointed by the king to be the head of the ministers, the viceroy. And while everyone bows to him, Mordecai the Jew refuses to do so. The evil Haman is very angry about this and wants to take revenge on the Jews of Persia and kill them. The evil Haman convinces Achashverosh to destroy all the Jews. The king approves a royal killing order to kill and destroy the Jews, and the target date is the 13th day of the month of Adar. Mordecai hears the news and mourns. He tears his clothes, puts a sack on his body, and ashes on his head. Mordecai immediately sends the news to Queen Esther and asks her to help through King Achashverosh. Esther replies to Mordecai that it is dangerous to go to the king without an invitation from him, but Mordecai convinces her to do so. Esther asks Mordecai to ask all the Jews to fast and pray for 3 days for her success. King Achashverosh receives Esther with great hospitality. Esther asks the king to hold a private celebration with the king and Haman. At the end of the feast, Mordecai the Jew refuses to bow before the wicked Haman. Zeresh, Haman's wife, offers to hang Mordecai on a tall tree, and Haman goes to prepare the tree. King Achashverosh suffers from insomnia and asks for the royal memoirs to be brought before him. The king reads about the assassination attempt about him and about the one who saved him, Mordecai the Jew. That night, the evil Haman arrives in order to ask Achashverosh to hang Mordecai the Jew. Before Haman even asks, the king gave a solemn order to dress Mordecai in royal robes, put him on a horse, and lead him through the streets of Shushan, the capital. Queen Esther asked King Achashverosh to hold a second feast and invite the evil Haman. During the feast, Esther tells Achashverosh about her Jewish identity and informs him that she and her people are going to be murdered. Queen Esther accuses the evil Haman of the criminal plot. The king is very angry and hangs the evil Haman on the same tree on which he wanted to hang Mordecai the Jew on. Mordecai the Jew was appointed by King Achashverosh to be the king's deputy in place of the wicked Haman. Achashverosh signs a royal decree in which it is written that the Jews are allowed to fight and kill anyone who tries to eliminate them. And from then until today, on the 13th day of Adar, the day that was set to be the day when the Jewish people will be destroyed, we commemorate the great victory over the enemies of the Jews and celebrate with a feast and the story of the scroll of Esther. Purim is the Jewish holiday commemorating the salvation of the Jewish people from the plot of Haman in ancient Persia. Megilat Ester refers to the book of Esther, which is read on Purim. Esther is the Jewish queen who plays a key role in saving her people from Haman's plot. Haman is the villain of the Purim story, who plots to kill all the Jews. Mordecai HaYehudi is Mordecai the Jew, Esther's cousin, who with the help of Esther saves all the Jews. Tachposet is a costume. Dressing up in costumes is a traditional Purim activity. Masecha is a mask, often worn as part of Purim costumes, symbolizing hidden identities. Oznei Haman are hamantashen, triangular cookies filled with sweet filling, eaten on Purim, symbolizing the ears of Haman. Adar is the Hebrew month in which Purim falls. Ra'ashan is a grogger, a noisemaker used during the reading of the Megilat to drown down Haman's name. Purim is not just about remembering history. It's a living, breathing celebration filled with unique costumes. First, there's the reading of the Megilat, where the entire story of Esther is recited, often in a communal setting. It's a time of great festivity when people often boo and make noise every time Haman's name is mentioned. Dressing up in costumes is just another fun tradition. Much like Esther concealed her identity, people hide behind masks, adding an air of mystery and fun to the celebrations. No Jewish holiday is complete without food. Mishloach manot are gift baskets filled with treats and food, exchanged amongst friends and family. And then there's matanot la'evyonim, given to the less fortunate, reminding us of the importance of community and kindness. And finally, the Purim feast, Seudat Purim, where families and communities gather for a festive meal, often featuring the iconic hamantashen, a triangular pastry symbolizing Haman's ear. As we wrap up our journey through the story and celebration of Purim, we are reminded of its timeless message. It's a tale of bravery, a call for unity, and celebration of survival against all odds. Purim, with its vibrant traditions, joyous customs, and powerful story, invites us all to find a little more joy and a little more kindness in our lives. Thank you for joining me on this fascinating exploration of Purim. Until next time, keep celebrating and sharing joy.